Well, welcome back to another episode of Rough Restos. I think it's been a while since I've uploaded now. Sorry, this might come out in big batch videos. But anyway, as you may see in the background here, we have the Golf. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the first actual working on video I've done on the Golf. Unfortunately, I had a little issue with it the other day. Being a Mark II 20 valve turbo, the engines sit very low in them. With the Audi sump even lower, and then the fact the car's also lowered a bit, pretty low. So I was driving down a country lane on Monday evening, and didn't fare so well. I sort of parked up, unloaded the car, went back to the car. I was like, why is there some funny trails? Why do they look like my manoeuvring trails for parking? I looked at the car, I was like, oh shit, which I might insert the videos here now, maybe, or maybe not. But I did insert them. As you can see, I may have lost some oil, or all of my oil in fact. I think what was remaining in it was that. That's all the oil left in my car, it seems. That's what was leaked out. So we're going to put it up in the air a minute and have a look. And I think this one's going to be a bit of a how to change the 20 valve turbo sump. You can't even really see. So yeah, let's crack on with this a minute. We'll get the car up and then I'll go through how to change a sump on a 20 valve turbo, which if you've got one of the Mark II, this might well be something you're going to be doing in the future when you come across a country lane or speed hump or something which is a bit bigger than you thought. Well, that's the old go up in the air. Now, this is quite a simple job, he says. So what you're going to need, of course, is a new sump, if you're changing the actual sump for new because you broke it, or reuse your old one if you've got a valid reason to take it off if not. But yeah, got a sump, new oil filter, because obviously whilst you're here doing it, you might as well service it. Yeah, new oil filter. Some oil, I personally use 1040 because my engine's a bit old, a bit tired, but I think 530 long life is the original spec for it, but either way. As long as it's the VW spec, 1040, 530, whatever you usually run, absolutely fine. Probably want some blue roll and some brake cleaner. Now, I personally would not recommend this brake cleaner. It's the biggest load of crap known to man. It's just terrible in every possible way. And then tool-wise, you might want some impacts. If you're a bit lazy like me, you're going to need yourself a 10mm socket for the bolts on the sump. You're also going to need a ball end 5mm hex bit. Now this has to be a ball end one, and ideally not in terrible condition, not the best condition, because you've only got really one chance to get out round in them. So you need that. You'll also need a 16mm socket for the gearbox bolts, which will be these three here. So 1, 2, 3 gearbox sump bolts. Should be 16s, mine's a 17 there, so I've got a mix. All your 10mm with your 5mm inserts around the sump. And then your pain in the ass ones is going to be the two are up in there. So that you probably can't tell on the camera, they're offset. So you need a ball end and Allen key to get in there for them. A 10mm to under your oil return from your sump, your turbo, sorry. And that should be about it. So that's fairly straightforward. So first step being, you want to drain your oil. Now I've already took the liberty and done this pre-video for you there, so that's sorted, not a problem. Probably don't drain it all over your car like I've done. That's a terrible idea. But drain it down your mate's lane, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm going to whip this one off now. Should be quite a simple job. Should only take a few minutes. And to be fair, you're also going to want a gasket scraper to remove any old gasket sealant as well. So let's crack on a minute. Okay, so as you've seen, sump pan removed. The two bolts that were offset in here were a bit of a pig, but they're out now anyway. So I sorted you can use a 10mm socket and a wobble extension, it turns out, but it's still a bit sketchy. That's off. Mate and faces are cleaned. I did quickly pop off the oil pickup here because they're quite common to block on older engines, or bits of crap get stuck up in the pickup there. So 2 10mm there, pop it off, backwash it, brake cleaner and such. It's good as new. That's perfect. So all mate and faces are now cleaned. I've cleaned the faces on the sump and given the car a bit of a clean off from all the oil that went onto it. So now what we need to do is apply a 2mm-ish bead of silicone all the way around on the inner sides of the bolts. And then we can pop this back up and torque all the small M6 bolts to 15 Newton meters. I think it's 30 or 45 for the bigger ones through the gearbox, but they don't matter so much because they're not like a ceiling face, so not too worried about that. But yeah, 15 Newton meters on all the bolts, and away we go. Right, that's the sump back on, torqued up to 15 Newton meters all round. Bolts back in the end there, torqued up. I've just got to put that on a second, and then oil filter is off. Slightly concerned for the engine a bit though, because this is the oil filter come off. It's empty. So that probably wasn't ideal for it, but oh well, shit happens. So let's screw a new one on, and away we go again. Right, so sump back on. I've put 4.5 litres of oil in the engine, so she's all good. Oil filter changed. Up the top here now, we got the, thought whilst I'm here at it, I got some new spark plugs, so might as well use them. Turn that on a minute. So as standard, they run 6 plugs. I think it's like NGK platinum plugs is what's recommended for this engine. But when you're running higher boost applications, one, you don't really need the platinum iridium. It's a bit of a, if you're servicing your car often and looking after it, you don't need them. It's a bit of a con. It's designed for long life. Screw that. Just stick with the normal plugs. You know, a couple of quid a plug, as long as they're genuine. Nothing wrong with it at all. So the common plug to run in these, when you're boosting it more, a bit tuned, would be a 7 plug, which is a colder plug, so better under boost, less chance of detonation. So I've got here for the BCP 70S for the NGKs. I run the same plug in the Capri and in a Range Rover, so it's quite handy, just same for all three. These come gapped, I don't want to come gapped at a standard, would say in the box, but oh well. What we want to do is we want to re-gap them. So at the minute, we want to go for like a 0.28, so we've got a, so the 0.28 is a bit, it's a bit loose. There's a bit of play in there. So if we just tap it on something hard to try and knock that electrode down, there you go, tight fit. So it's now gapped at 0.28, which would be 0.28 inches, or 0.28 inches, or 0.711 millimeters ish. So I'll get that pop back in now, and that's all that's sorted, and then, well, it's done. Simple. Right, that's sorted, spark plugs in. I've already turned the engine over and started it once, but obviously you're going to want to turn it over, start it up, listen out for oil pressure. Obviously you shouldn't have any oil pressure issues, even I had an empty filter and it's still pressurised within seconds, so all should be good. But obviously if it is a new engine that's just been built, then you should prime your pump first and all that kind of stuff, but we won't go into that. So I can quickly check the oil again, now I've run it once. Make sure we've got enough in there. And good. Yep, we're about 3/4 on the mark. So, new plugs. See how she runs. Alright, it was already warm from prior. So yeah, all good. Ticking noise, ignore that, that's other issues. It's been going on for the last few years, so I just hammer the crap out of it and wait for it to break. Most likely a dead hydraulic lifter, or maybe something to do with the tensioner for the cam chain in the head. But yeah, other than that done, fairly easy job. Yeah, I can't remember if there's going to be any more in the Golf for a while, because it's the most reliable car in the fleet, so it's never broken for me to fix it on it. But yeah, if you want to stick around, follow the videos on the Capri, the Range Rover, or any other things going on, then yeah, why not subscribe? Give the video a like and drop me a comment what you think, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers!